You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. This book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, has been winning hearts and changing lives since 1936, me inclusive. This book is still flying off the shelves, and it's not hard to see why. Over 30 million copies have been sold, and it's not just another self-help book, it's practically a life manual. Now, let me tell you, this book has racked up more accolades than a Hollywood star at the Oscars. It's been recognized for transforming countless lives, helping people from all walks of life, from CEOs to everyday folks like you and me. Have you ever wondered how some people just know how to charm everyone in the room? They've probably read this book. To grab yourself a copy on discount, the link is in the description. Now in today's video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of all the juicy nuggets in this book. Seriously, if you don't have time to read it, don't sweat. I'm saving you hours of flipping through pages, and I promise you will enjoy it. And towards the end, you will learn powerful lessons you have never learned before. You'll be armed with the skills to not only make friends like a pro, but also influence people without even breaking a sweat. You will walk into a room and having everyone gravitate toward you. You'll be the life of the party, the ultimate networker, and maybe even the next great leader. So stick around, and before we go any further, take a second to like and hit that subscribe button. Simple, yet it means the world to us. Part 1. Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Chapter 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. First up on our list is the golden rule. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sometimes people really deserve it, right? But hold your horses. Carnegie emphasizes that criticism is often counterproductive. Instead of pushing people away with harsh words, we should strive to uplift and encourage them. Think about it. When you're criticized, how do you feel? Probably like someone just dumped a bucket of cold water on your head. It's demoralizing. Carnegie famously said, "Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. Instead, try to be the person who inspires others." If your friend just bombed a presentation at work, instead of saying, "You really messed that up," try something like, "I saw how hard you worked on that." Let's talk about what you can do next time. You're not just avoiding the negativity. You're creating a positive atmosphere that promotes growth. Remember, encouragement is the secret sauce that makes people shine. Abraham Lincoln, early in his political career, was known for writing scathing letters criticizing others. But after seeing the harm it caused, he learned to hold back his criticisms and instead used a more positive, constructive approach in his interactions with people. One famous example occurred during the Civil War with General George McClellan, whom Lincoln felt was too hesitant and slow to act. Despite his frustration, Lincoln refrained from harshly criticizing McClellan publicly or tearing him down. Instead, he encouraged McClellan and expressed confidence in his abilities, hoping this approach would inspire action. Lincoln once said, "A drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall," meaning that a gentle approach is far more effective than bitter criticism. By avoiding criticism, Lincoln not only maintained his relationships, but also created an environment where people wanted to improve and succeed. He chose to uplift and encourage rather than condemn, which made him a respected leader capable of uniting people even in turbulent times. Chapter 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. People crave recognition like plants crave sunlight. When you genuinely appreciate someone, you're not just giving them a compliment. You're boosting their confidence and solidifying your relationship. If you're in a team meeting and your colleague just nailed a project, instead of silently nodding your head, throw some praise their way. Say, "Your attention to detail on that report was incredible. It made all the difference." This kind of acknowledgement can turn someone's day around. As Carnegie wisely points out, people are more motivated by praise than by criticism. Think of it as giving a high five to their self-esteem. The more you appreciate others, the more likely they are to go above and beyond for you in the future. It's a win-win. Chapter 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. To truly influence others, you need to tap into what they desire and align your requests with those desires. It's like finding the secret key to their heart, or at least their cooperation. If you're trying to convince your boss to let you work on a new project, don't just list your qualifications. Instead, highlight how this project aligns with their goals. Say something like, "I believe my skills can really help this project succeed, and I know it's important to you." You're not just asking for something. You're offering them a chance to fulfill their own desires. Carnegie encourages us to talk in terms of the other person's interests. This doesn't mean you're being manipulative. It's about creating a connection that benefits both parties. Everyone loves when their wants are recognized and validated. And you can be the one who makes that happen. Part 2. 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Chapter 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. Seriously, when you take a real interest in others, it creates a connection that's as warm as a cozy blanket on a cold day. If chatting with someone and actually caring about their life story, people can tell when you're being authentic, and they love it. If you're at a party and you meet someone who starts talking about their recent trip to Japan, instead of nodding off while you wait for them to stop talking, lean in and ask questions. Say something like, "What was the best part of your trip?" Or, "Did you try any weird foods?" This not only keeps the convo rolling, but shows you're all ears. Chapter 2. Smile. Yes, it's that simple. A smile can change the whole vibe of a conversation. It's like throwing a little sunshine into the mix. When you smile, people perceive you as friendly and approachable, and they're more likely to engage with you. When someone greets you with a big OL grin, don't you feel a little happier? Plus, smiling is contagious. When you flash those pearly whites, you might just spark a chain reaction of happiness. It's a win-win. Chapter 3. Remember that a person's name is to them the sweetest sound. Remembering someone's name is like striking gold. According to Carnegie, a person's name is the sweetest sound they can hear. Using someone's name in conversation helps you establish rapport and makes them feel super special. If you meet someone at a networking event, instead of saying, "Hey you," try, "Hey Sarah." It shows you care and makes the other person feel acknowledged. If you can remember their name after the initial meeting, they'll think you're a rock star. Chapter 4. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Who doesn't love to talk about themselves? Be a good listener. People love sharing their stories, and when you listen actively, it shows you value their thoughts. Nod, ask questions, and give them your full attention. It's like giving them a little stage to shine on. If your buddy starts rambling about their weekend adventure, don't just zone out. Engage. Ask about their favorite part or how they felt about it. This will not only strengthen your bond, but also make them more likely to listen to you in return. Chapter 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. When you engage with people on topics they care about, it builds stronger relationships. If someone loves music, bring up the latest hit or their favorite artist. It's like speaking their language. People light up when you discuss something they're passionate about. So, pay attention and tailor the conversation to their interests. You'll have them eating out of the palm of your hand. Chapter 6. Make the other person feel important. This doesn't mean you have to shower them with compliments, though that's nice too. It's about showing genuine consideration for their feelings and opinions. When someone shares an idea, validate it. Say something like, "That's a great perspective," or "I never thought about it that way." You'll boost their confidence and reinforce that connection. Carnegie reminds us that everyone wants to feel valued, and you can be the one to make that happen. Part 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. This section is all about the art of persuasion. How to get people on your side without stepping on toes or igniting fires. Let's break it down. Chapter 1. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. The only way to win an argument is not to have one at all. Sounds crazy, right? Arguing rarely changes anyone's mind. Instead, it often leads to stubbornness and defensiveness. Instead of butting heads, try seeking to understand the other person's perspective. It's like trying to fit two puzzle pieces together that just don't match. Why force it? If you're debating the best pizza toppings, instead of launching into a passionate defense of pineapple on pizza, ask them why they dislike it. Finding common ground, like your mutual love for cheese, can lead to a much more enjoyable conversation. Chapter 2. Show respect for others' opinions. Even if someone's opinion makes you want to pull your hair out, show respect for their viewpoint. Dismissing someone's thoughts only builds walls, not bridges. Acknowledge their feelings and opinions. It fosters a constructive atmosphere. When you're building a house, you need a solid foundation. Respect acts as that foundation for any conversation. Without it, everything can come crashing down. Chapter 3. If you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. If you mess up, own it. Admitting your mistakes quickly and emphatically builds trust and diffuses tension. No one likes a know-it-all who can't own their errors. By admitting when you're wrong, you show vulnerability and honesty, making people more likely to open up to you. If you're in a group project at school and you accidentally led everyone down the wrong path, instead of making excuses, say, "You know what? I dropped the ball on this. Let's figure out how to fix it." People will appreciate your honesty and be more willing to collaborate. Chapter 4. Begin in a friendly way. Always start conversations with a friendly vibe. Beginning in a friendly way sets a cooperative tone. Approach conversations with positivity and warmth, and you'll create a welcoming environment. Think about it like a campfire. If you throw cold water on it from the start, it's going to fizzle out. But if you nurture that flame with encouragement and smiles, it'll grow into something warm and inviting. Chapter 5. Let the other person feel that the idea is theirs. People are more likely to support ideas they think they had a hand in creating. You can guide the conversation, but make them believe it was their brilliant idea to begin with. If you want your team to pursue a new marketing strategy, ask them what they think about a certain direction. When they propose a variation of your original idea, support it enthusiastically. They'll feel invested and more likely to commit to it. Chapter 6. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Now let's talk about empathy. This is a powerful tool in understanding and influencing others. Trying to see things from the other person's perspective helps you tailor your approach in a way that resonates with them. It's like wearing someone else's shoes. Suddenly, you understand their blisters and why they avoid certain paths. When you empathize, you connect on a deeper level and make it easier to persuade them. Chapter 7. Appeal to noble motives. Align your requests with values that resonate on a deeper level, like fairness or kindness. When you connect with people's better natures, they're more likely to respond positively. Instead of saying, "We need to donate more to charity," frame it as the impact we could have on our community if we all pitched in together. This makes it sound more like a noble quest than a chore. Chapter 8. Dramatize your ideas. Dramatizing your ideas makes them more engaging and persuasive. Think of it as telling a captivating story rather than delivering a dull report. Use anecdotes, visuals, and excitement to draw people in. If you're pitching a new project at work, don't just present the facts. Share a story about how this project could change lives or solve a pressing problem. Stories stick, and people remember them. Part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. This section is all about making changes in a way that doesn't make people want to throw things at you. Chapter 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. First off, start with some good vibes. When you need to give feedback, kick things off by acknowledging what someone's done right. It sets a positive tone and makes people more open to what you're about to say. Remember, nobody likes to be blindsided by criticism right off the bat. Chapter 2. Call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. Instead of hitting someone over the head with their mistakes, guide them to see it for themselves. It's like giving them a gentle nudge instead of a shove. This way, they can save face while still getting the message. Chapter 3. Talk about your own mistakes first. Own your blunders first. Share your own fails before pointing out someone else's. It shows you're human too, and people will be way more receptive when they don't feel like they're the only ones messing up. It creates a vibe of teamwork, and trust me, it works wonders. Chapter 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Instead of barking orders like you're the boss of the world, try phrasing your suggestions as questions. This way, it feels more collaborative and you won't come off as a dictator. It's all about getting them involved and making them feel like they're part of the solution. Chapter 5. Let the other person save face. Be mindful of pride. If you need to correct someone, do it in a way that lets them save face. Nobody wants to be embarrassed, so think about how to deliver your feedback while keeping their dignity intact. After all, we all have feelings. Chapter 6. Praise every improvement. Celebrate the little victories. No matter how small, acknowledging progress can boost morale and encourage continued effort. You'd be surprised at how much a little praise can inspire someone to keep going. It's all about building momentum. Chapter 7. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Set the bar high. Communicate that you believe in their potential and that they can achieve great things. When people feel like you see them as capable, they often rise to the occasion. It's like saying, "I know you can do this." Chapter 8. Make the faults seem easy to correct. Frame challenges as something that's totally manageable. If you present a problem as an easy fix, it helps inspire confidence in the other person. They'll be more likely to tackle it head-on rather than feel overwhelmed. Chapter 9. Make the other person happy about doing what you suggest. Ensure that people feel good about the tasks or changes you're suggesting. Show them how it benefits them. When they see the positive side of what you're asking, they'll be more willing to jump on board. Remember, people rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. So, keep it light and motivating. How did you find the video? If you think we missed out anything, please write it in the comments below and I will give a heart. Please also comment your favorite lesson or tactic. And have you subscribed yet? If not, please take a second to. You can check more of our financial videos like Rich Dad Poor Dad and Atomic Habits in the video description below. Thanks for watching.